is happening? Hold on. What is going on? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday. As y'all can see, I'm like literally putting my earrings on because hold up now. Nobody didn't tell you to go that low. Get it together. If you're watching this on replay, I'm getting it together. I'm about to start for real. Happy Thursday. I pray that you all have had a phenomenal day. I pray that you smiled. I pray at 10:16 at night that you are excited about your life, that you are considering and thinking about all of the possibilities that are available to you when you make the decision to take that step forward and move forward in the place that you know you have been called in. I pray that even at this moment at 10:17 Eastern Standard Time or 9:17 Central Standard Time or whatever your time zone is, that you are considering all of the possibilities, that you're thinking about ways that you can make one decision to shift the trajectory of your life. Oh my gosh. I want to say I'm so excited for you. I want to say that I'm so proud of you. I want to say congratulations early because with one shift in your decision, you can change everything. So good evening, good morning, good day, whatever time you are watching this. Welcome to Dr. JaNee Mobley's channel. I am Dr. JaNee Mobley, affectionately known as Dr. JaNee, and I help women take their purpose and turn it into a business that brings them profit, all while teaching them to overcome mindsets that prevent profit, progress, and prosperity. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Also share this live broadcast and invite about 2 or 3 people. Y'all, we are not going to even be on here any longer than 30 minutes. We usually aren't anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So one of the things that I focus on, if you all notice that I share a lot of, is ways that you can shift your mindset so that you can make a decision to make better decisions that will move you closer to you moving and operating in and from your purpose, right? How many of you all have ideas, right? How many of you all have things? Good evening, y'all. Come on in. Make sure you share this live broadcast. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Tonight, we're going to be talking about stepping out of your comfort zone. We're going to talk about how your comfort zone is the enemy to your success. How many of you all have things that you want to do? How many of you all have books that you want to write? How many of you all have businesses and ideas that you know that have been like keeping you up at night? The moment you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh my gosh, I got to do this. And there's a sense of urgency. And let me tell you this, a lot of times what you all think is anxiety, a lot of it is an urgency to push you out of what is comfortable to you. I'm going to give y'all the definition for comfort tonight because I am big on definitions. Remember, the Bible tells us that in all of our getting that we should get what? Understanding. Why should we get understanding? Why? Because, right? What we're talking about tonight is comfort, your comfort zone being the enemy to your success, right? So when you have an understanding of something, you comprehend it. And when you comprehend something and you understand it, you can make moves, you can make shifts, you can make better decisions, you can take calculated risks. You know what to eliminate and what to add, right? You know what to subtract and so forth. You know what connections you need to make, right? When you understand something. So when I looked up the definition of comfort, oh my gosh, this was Wikipedia because I'm usually really, really big on Webster. I love Webster, but tonight it's all about Wikipedia, right? Hi, Miko. So what is comfort? Comfort is a state of physical ease and freedom from pain or constraint. I'm going to say that again. Comfort is a state of physical ease and freedom from pain or constraint. So we all agree and can agree why majority of people stay in their comfort zone, right? Why? Why do you all stay in your comfort zone? Why don't you take a big leap? Why don't you write the book? Why haven't you already started the business and moved forward in the business? Why haven't you taken your current business that you know it's time to go to the next level? Why haven't you taken it to the next level? Why haven't you picked up the phone or sent an inbox to someone that you admire, that you know if you put in the right ask, a door of opportunity will be open for you? Why? Because anything outside of your comfort can cause pain, can cause discomfort, right? Can cause or mess with your ease. But I want to share with you all tonight that if you want to acquire a level of success, especially in entrepreneurship, your comfort zone is a place that you're going to have to take a step out of often. Often. You're going to have to make moves that are sometimes unsure. You're going to have to take and make moves that are uncomfortable. But here is the thing. You have done a lot of things that are uncomfortable. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes, the more often you do it. So who enjoys comfort? Of course, me, right? Comfort has its benefits. Right? What are the benefits of comfort? Now, comfort has benefits when it's time to rest. Let's say you are ill and you know that you need to rest. Let me put an Altoid in my mouth. I'm getting over a cold, so all right. All right. And it may be allergies, but who knows? Whatever. So comfort has its benefits when we talk about health. Excuse me. Let's just say you're recovering from an illness and you need to be comfortable, right? You need to be free from as much pain and discomfort as possible. If you're talking about resting and relaxation, being comfortable has its benefits. However, what are the disadvantages of comfort? Being in a place of comfort is a disadvantage in entrepreneurship. It's a disadvantage, in health when you're talking about building your muscle. So let's just take this as a perspective, because I always love to use this example. I remember when I was in college, I used to love muscle toning, and I still do. Because I think it's beautiful when your muscles are toned and defined. I think it's beautiful on a woman, and I think it's amazing for men as well, right? So how many of us know that when you are strengthening your muscles, one of the things that I learned is that your old muscle tears, right? When you are strengthening your muscles, the muscles that you currently have tear because you are building new ones. And in the process of building muscle, it is uncomfortable. Let me tell y'all. I remember I went to the gym and worked out with my trainer. And the worst thing that I did, nobody ever told me this, but he worked me and my roommate out like really, really hard this particular day some years ago. And I came back and got straight in the bed. Like I took a shower, got straight in the bed. Like we did squats, we did bench presses, we did some of everything. So I went to sleep after I got out of the shower, went straight to sleep. I woke up about maybe 2 hours later. Y'all, my eye opened, and as soon as my eye opened, I could feel the pain. My muscles were so sore. Have y'all ever worked out so much or you muscle tone so much that when it hurts to even walk? Anybody have ever experienced that? It hurts to even move, and that is the state I was in. Y'all, I was so uncomfortable. But let me tell y'all, I went back to the gym, the next day. He worked us out again, came back home. And the more, and thank you, Ellie, the more I did it, the more that I lifted weights, the easier it got, the more defined my muscles became. But what happened initially? My muscles had to tear. They had to get in a place of discomfort to rebuild and build a new muscle so that my body can become healthier. What am I saying? For those of you all who have ideas, the only way that you're going to be able to ascend, to prosper, to go to your next level is to embrace the discomfort, is to embrace the tearing of your old mindset so that you can create a greater mindset, so that you can create a mindset of abundance. That mindset of poverty has to be broken and torn so that you can build a greater muscle of abundance, progression, and prosperity. Other than that, Ellie said, ouch. And let me tell y'all, I have ouched a couple of times because you're looking at somebody who's teaching the very things that she's had to experience. And I'm still doing it. One of the things that I understand is that God made all of us as his children to be producers. Period. How do I know? Because whenever you put a seed in the ground, a seed doesn't sit there. A seed isn't planted just to sit. A seed is planted for it to grow. Right? A seed yields some type of fruit of some sort. We are a seed. And our job is to grow. And with every level, there's an even greater level. If you are open to that greater level. Okay? Y'all, I'm excited. I'm excited. All right. And if you haven't, just a quick plug. Next week, I am hosting the Mindset. Hey, Victor, I'm hosting the Mindset to Movement Masterclass for women who are ready to take their idea off of the shelf of their mind and implement it without excuses, but mere execution. So make sure you click the link below, add yourself to my email list, and also get your free gift so that next week you get the notification for the private masterclass. So again, talking about stepping out of your comfort zone and how your comfort zone is an enemy to your success. So comfort in entrepreneurship will cause you to remain in the same state without progress or advancement. This is the reason why some people in entrepreneurship and business remain at a certain level while others still ascend. It's a matter of choice. Thank you very much, Victor. Right? It's a matter of choice. A lot of people continue to do the same thing. Why? Because again, when we go back to comfort, comfort is a state of physical and ease and freedom from pain or constraint. People stay at their current levels because it's free from pain and constraint. And here's the thing. What they don't realize is that even what they think is comfortable is still bringing some level of discomfort. What am I saying? You're not making any money in your business and you want to continue to do the same thing, or you have flatlined, right? And bills are still due. Prices are still going up, right? You still have to pay for certain services or certain things to keep your business afloat. And you're comfortable continuing to do the same marketing or no marketing that you had, right? At the same time, there's a discomfort because you know that if I continue to do this same thing and it's not working, your discomfort is letting you know it's time to do something different. I was amazed. I was attending because one of the things that I'm like really big on, I'm always, because I push my clients to work hardest on themselves all the time. If you want to be successful in life and business, you have to. I practice the same thing. So I was in a session with one of my coaches, and I've actually gone to a a mastermind, and I was amazed, y'all. This is 2024. We are getting ready to go in 2025. And I'm still amazed. And this is no shade on anybody, but how scared or how people have allowed fear and their comfort zone to prevent them from marketing on social media. But here's the thing. These are people who want to be entrepreneurs. I don't know what world people are living in. Can you build a business without social media? You can. Word of mouth still works, right? Mail is still delivered. Networking face to face is a real thing, right? It still works. However, social media puts all of that stuff on a faster pace. Social media now, networking in a physical location live, let's say you're in a physical location in a building, connects you with a limited group of people. But social media is www dot, the World Wide Web. So it allows you with one click, it allows your face to go before the faces of people globally. And I was just amazed. I'm like, people really don't not want, because heck, sometimes I don't feel like coming on here, right? It's 10:32 p.m. at night. And look, I can be asleep. However, this is my business. I got stuff I got to do and places I got to be. So I got to step out of my comfort zone, right? But I was just amazed. I was like, people still are resistant to being on social media. I mean, here's the thing. You don't have to like it. You really, really don't. But if you really want to prosper, if you really want to get your message in front of the masses at a faster rate, social media is the best way to do it. It just is. But why don't people do it? Because it creates a level of dis-ease for them. It's out of their norm. But here's the thing. We say that we want one thing, but your actions have to be in alignment with what you say. So when we think about entrepreneurship, right, I stated that comfort in entrepreneurship will cause you to remain in the same state without progress or advancement. And I stated why. Here's the answer. Because your level of ease and not wanting any discomfort or any pain will cause you to continue to do what is easy for you. And here's the thing, we should always be growing. We should always be advancing and progressing in our knowledge and even financially. Right? So what are some examples of being out of your comfort zone? Or what are some examples of being in your comfort zone in entrepreneurship? Okay? So some being in your comfort zone in areas of entrepreneurship, includes standing behind a curtain, being on audio because you don't want nobody to see your face because you need to be perfect. Sidebar. Now, branding is everything. Don't get me wrong. But we live in a day and time where people's hunger and desire for connection is great. And they want to connect with people who are relatable. This is why live videos are the best way of promoting your business, because it allows people to engage with you without practicing, without prompting, without perfection. It allows people to see your flaws. It allows people to see that you stumble over your words. It allows people to see that you got a family in the background, right? Only reason why it's quiet right now, my family is asleep. I'm the only one in the house woke, right? But people want to have a level of connection. So if you are talking about implementing your idea and profiting from your purpose and executing without excuses and going from mindset to movement, you have to understand that you have to be relatable. Right? And you have to connect with people. So standing behind the curtain because you don't want people to see you is an example of being in your comfort zone. Reducing your rates out of fear because you don't think people are going to buy from you or not want to work with you because your prices are high. Sidebar. Here's the thing. People who charge more while providing a higher level of value. I'm going to rewind that. Companies and entrepreneurs who charge more, whose rates are higher, which means that you're going to have to invest at a higher level while the two have to go together, while providing a higher level of value, are able to work with a smaller group of people and make more money. Which means they're able 9 times out of 10 to do less work and make much more money. So your comfort zone will cause you to reduce your rates, all because you're afraid that maybe they won't pay. So here's the thing. You have to be clear on who you are called to serve and who you want to work with. If the value that you add is so great, trust me, your ideal clients and customers will pay for it. They will. I promise you. Look at the brands in your closet, right? Or look at the brands that you know people wear. Louis Vuitton has a whole bunch of handbags and suitcases. There are a lot of handbags in Target, Walmart. I was about to say Kmart. Kmart hasn't been around in like years. But anyway, right? What is different? The quality is different. The experience is different. The value is different, right? The level of wealth or the perception of wealth is different with Louis Vuitton compared to a bag that you buy out of Walmart. Here is the thing. People buy both. There are people who go to Walmart and would prefer to pay whatever the price is for their handbags. And then there are people who, the one person, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, who will end up paying thousands of dollars for a handbag. Why? It just depends on who your ideal client is. So as long as you are providing a high level of value, people will pay. And the need is great enough, people will pay. Another thing of example of remaining in your comfort zone is working for someone forever when you know you have been called to be an entrepreneur. Oh, I'll just work this job because of the benefits, because I know it's a guaranteed paycheck. Here's the thing. They can come in and do what's known as a RIF. How many of you all know what a RIF is? A RIF is a reduction in force. And last week, I promise, I heard at least a minimum of 4 people said that they were laid off from their job. And you're looking at somebody who was fired from hers. So at any point, somebody can come in and say, hey, we're going to have to let you go. Right? But out of your comfort zone experiences as an entrepreneur are selling. It's sales. Let me tell you, I would have never thought that I would enjoy selling as much as I do. Because my perception about sales is not about convincing people. It's about sharing with people and educating people about who I am, what it is that I do, and what I know about their problem and the solution that I have. That's a whole nother live. The next thing is pitching. Pitching also is inclusive of selling yourself. Pitching is something that people are uncomfortable with because you are approaching a stranger, whether it's in their direct messages, email, telephone number, walking into their business and saying, hey, this is who I am. I know what your problem is, or not saying that you're going to say it like that, but this is just layman terms. You're aware of their problem and here's the solution that you provide, right? Here's the solution that you provide. Or you have this idea and this is how your idea will benefit them. You have a product that you want to go on Walmart, Target, Kroger, or whatever your local businesses are. You're pitching to these companies. Why don't people do them? Because it involves a risk of somebody rejecting you. And who wants to be rejected? Nobody. But one thing that I truly understand, you can only get no so many times before you get a yes. Just like there's a no, oh baby, there's a yes coming. And here's the thing, even if you get 50 no's along the way, one, the yes is coming. Two, between that one and that 50th no, you have perfected whatever your pitch is, your conversation is, so that when you come to the table again, you have greater confidence. You sharpened yourself. You've identified what you can do better at the next pitch. Anytime that I do a masterclass, I'm asking myself, how can I do better? When I go live with you all, how can I do better? What more value can I provide? What are your challenges? This is why usually whenever I do a short, not always, but I like to ask questions because I want feedback. Because I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for the people that I have been called to serve. Right? Increasing your rates is out of your comfort zone. Well, who is going to pay that much for that? Anytime y'all question whether people are going to pay, here's the thing now. You got to be the type of individual who will invest in yourself. So you can't be the person that wants somebody to pay you $2,000, but you won't invest $2,000 in learning your own skill. That ain't going to go together. Because you're asking of someone something that you haven't done and you're unwilling to do, which means that you aren't convinced that investing in yourself at a greater level is beneficial. So how can you relate nor communicate that to somebody else who may be struggling with doing the same? Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Put a 1 in the comments or just say yes if it makes sense. Right? I know it's a delay. Okay. All right. Next, because I didn't see anybody say that it doesn't make any sense. Another way of stepping out of your comfort zone is investing. Let me tell y'all something. Investing, especially in yourself, is the greatest benefit that you can ever do or have. Because the whole purpose of making an investment is not to make just your money back, but you want to make more money in return than you put in. Right? So here's the thing. When you invest in you, I always tell my children that you can't control nobody else, but you can control you. So when you invest in your skills, in learning knowledge and learning new things, you then have the power to shift your belief system and shift your actions and make better decisions that will yield greater results. What does that look for? What does that look like in entrepreneurship? Whatever your skill is or whatever your gift is, when you invest in it, you are increasing your credibility, increasing your skill, increasing your knowledge, so that when you go back to the table to implement in your purpose, you're able to add greater value, which then you're able to provide a greater service, right? And because of that, people will pay you. Next thing. In moving, and I am probably going to go over 30 minutes. I lied. I'm sorry. I had planned on being done. But another move out of your comfort zone is starting your business. It's literally saying, okay, I'm done with talking about it. Now it's time to implement it. So let's talk about a person in the Bible, because I love her. Like, I have to talk about her. I got to talk about her. We know her as Queen Esther. And I talk about her a lot because she's a reminder to me that God can take who someone thought they were nothing and catapult them to one of the greatest levels of all time. So if you all are not familiar with Queen Esther in the Bible, Queen Esther, just a little bit of history about her. Y'all, I'm bothered. My nail chipped, and I just got my nail done yesterday. Now I'm going to have to call her. I feel some kind of way, y'all. Like, I really do. I really feel some kind of way. I really do. But anyway, I really do. Like, I'm bothered. I really, really am bothered by that. But I'm going to talk. Hold on. Okay. So just a little backstory on Queen Esther and about moving out of your comfort zone. So Queen Esther, just to kind of give you all a picture, Queen Esther was an orphan. Both of her parents died. She was raised by her cousin Mordecai. Esther ended up being a maid, okay? But because of the proper coaching from her cousin turned parent, Mordecai, Esther stepped out of her comfort zone to vie for the spot of queen. And when you go on to read the story, Esther was put in positions that she was uncomfortable with. The king's right-hand man was threatening to kill all of her people. So Esther, like majority of people, were like, she was going to run and get up out of there. But, or act like it was like she wasn't a part of it. But her cousin had to make her realize, look, you know, if he start killing people, he gonna kill you too. You know that, right? So she had to step out of her comfort zone on so many occasions in the story. But here is the light. Because she stepped out of her comfort zone, she reigned. I remember before I wrote my book, I didn't know nothing about writing a book. I hadn't gone to no workshops. I hadn't listened to no lives. I just knew that I had to write a book. I knew that there was something in me. And I wrote my book while my husband and I were going through financially, had just transitioned out of being homeless, and I had just given birth to our son. And I didn't know anything about writing a book, but I did know and understand words, and I knew how to tell a story. And I knew the value that I could bring to the table. And I started writing my book, had no clue about getting an ISBN, getting a trademark. I didn't know none of that. Like, I had no clue. Not that trademark has to do with anything about writing a book. However, I just knew that I was supposed to write this book. And for those of you all who feel like you have to have all of the pieces together, just like God told Abraham, he just told him to leave. Abraham ain't know exactly where he was going, but Abraham followed instructions. And you're looking at a woman who followed instructions. I remember when I wrote my first book, I didn't know anything about writing, but I knew if I got a pen and I got a physical paper, I could start writing. And the more I wrote, the more clarity I got. And long story short, I finished my book. I did a book launch. I did a local book signing, and I went home and did another book signing. And I sold my books. And it was out of my comfort zone. That wasn't comfortable for me. But here is the thing. It wasn't about me, y'all. There are people who have benefited from the things that I shared and taught in the book. You have so much in you that people can benefit from, that people can grow from, that people can get results from. But here is the thing. You have to make a decision to step out of your comfort zone. At some point, you're going to have to take that foot out. You know how, like, when you ever anybody in here gone swimming or gotten in a pool before? Not while it was cold outside, but you got in a pool, right? And what did you do? Majority of people take their little flip-flop off. If you could picture me taking my flip-flop off. You take your flip-flop off and you get real close to the edge of the pool and you dip your big toe in, not the little toe, but you dip the big toe in. Why? Because you want to test the water. You want to feel how cool it is before you take the big leap. Here is the thing. When it comes down to your purpose, when it comes down to the idea that God has given you, sometimes you can't put your big toe in. Sometimes you got to be all in. You got to trust that if God gave you the idea, he's giving you and he will give you everything along the way to ensure your success. But you will never know until you step out of the place of ease. People have prospered and are still prospering, all because they took a leap of faith. All because they did something, they had an idea and they went for it. Here's the thing. I promise you, if you connect with somebody successful, here's the thing. They have failed several times. Things that they created didn't even fly off the shelf the first time. But it was through those experiences that they learned and it groomed them for the next. So do not deny yourself the ability to achieve a level of success all because you don't want to step out of your comfort zone. Now is the time. Now is the time to take the leap. If you all haven't already, make sure you click the link below, get access to the 5 mistakes that women make that prevent them from profiting from their purpose, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you all and thank you for joining me. And until next time, know your worth. Good night, y'all. Bye.